What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 8. Today is all about operators. Operators are really easy and generally very simple, so it shouldn't be too confusing. But like always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. So we're going to disable our script from last time, and we're going to make a new script. Going to rename it. We're actually going to take some of what was in the last script, so maybe there's a little less typing. Just want a few of the brick color lines. And then we can change the function name. And then we'll get rid of the print statement. But the rest of this we can leave for now. So what operators are is and, or, and not. So as in like if this and that, or if this or that, or if not that. So we're going to start off with making some extra lines here. We're going to make some new variables. We're going to set we'll set A equal to 2 and B equal to 3. And we're going to start with and. So what we're going to do is if A equals if A is double equal sign 2, so if A is equal to 2 and B is equal to 3, well, we do have to put local. I don't know why I keep forgetting that. Sorry about that. So local A equals 2, local B equals 3. And then if A is equal to 2 and B is equal to 3, then we will set the part brick color equal to really blue. And then we're going to change part 2 in the next one. And then we'll do if A is equal to 2 or B is equal to 3, or if A is equal to 2 or B is equal to 4, and we'll see why I do that in a second, we will change the part 2 color to pine cone. Now we are going to have to add an end section here to end our functions off here. So if A equals 2 and B equals 3, then we're changing part 1 to really blue. And for the next part, if A equals 2 or B equals 4, then we're changing part 2 to pine cone. So we go ahead and run these. Let me open output. So something I did here is, oh, okay, we have to call the function. I did this last episode too. I gotta start making these in the day instead of at night. So we'll do operators, and then we'll do block as part 1 and block 2 as part 2. So when we go to test and run, we will see that both of the if statements went through because A and B are equal to their correct version. So A is equal to 2 and B is equal to 3. So this works because A and B are correct. But for the second part, if A is equal to 2, which it is, or b equals to 4, which it's not, only one of them has to be true for this to go through because it's one or another, not this and that. So if we change a equal to 3 and make neither of them true, now nothing's going to happen to it because not one of them is true. But in the same way, if we go to the first one, if we change a equals to 3 and b equals to 3, well, only one of them is true instead of both of them. So when we run it, nothing happens at all. So that's all there really is to that. So now we'll go to the not statements. So we'll get rid of our second part here, just to simplify this and make it as easy as possible. So we're going to do if not a is equal to 3, then it changes the brick color to really blue. So what we're saying here is instead of saying if a is equal to 3, we're saying if a is not equal to 3. You just kind of have to read it and just skip the not and then put the not in after, like verbally, to make it easier to understand. But when you type it out, not has to go first because we're saying if not a is equal to 3. So if that's false, then it changes the brick color. So when we run it, it changes the brick color because a is not equal to 3. A is equal to 2. So if not a equals 3, which that is true because a is not 3, then the brick color changes. So if we changed it to 2, if a is not 2, then do this. Well, a is 2. So when we go to run, nothing happens. And there is another part of this where if you do print not true, it's going to print false because it originally, if you just put true, then it's printing true, and that is true. But if you put not, that means it's printing what is not true, and what's not true, false is not true. But if we got rid of the not, it would just print true. So another way of looking at these, because sometimes it won't be in this kind of context, what you're going to be doing is you'll be saying like e equals 4, and e will just be a random variable in your game. It could be like player money when they're trying to go through a door or buy something from a shop, or it could be saying a relative to time, like how long the person's been there, like have they been here like at least longer than this, but not longer than that. So it could be something like if e is greater or e is less than 8 and e is greater than 2, then print true. So when you run this, it's going to print true because a is less than 8 and it is greater than 2. But if we put 2, it's not going to print true because sure, e is 2, but it's not greater than 2. Now if you wanted greater than or equal to, you would put an equal sign, and now it will print true because e is equal or greater than 2, and it is less than 8. So now if we wanted to put or, we could change the equation to if e is less than 4 or e equal to 7. We're going to set it to 7 equals 7. So if e is less than 4, or e is equal to 7, then print true. Oh, what did I forget here? Oh, I forgot an equal sign. That makes sense. The little things will get you the most. So now when we run, it's true. Because even though e is not less than 4, it is equal to 7. Now, if it was 2 and we wanted it to be this, we could run and it's still going to be true because now e is less than 4. But let's say it was something like e is less than 4 or e is greater than 1. Well, it's still true because even though it's an or statement, they can both be true on an or statement. Only one has to be true, but both can be true. So now let's say it's e less than 4 or e equals 5. And we'll put it on 6. Or if e equal if okay. Sorry, I can't speak. If not, e is less than 4 or e is equal to 5, then print true. But we are going to have to add the parentheses here. So if these are not true, then print true. So if not e less than 4 or equals 5, then print true. And e equals 6, so it is not less than 4 and it is not 5. So it would print true. So I hope that's as clear as it can be. I know it's this part at least is a little confusing, but most of operators aren't too bad. Just maybe when you get to the end part with these last two examples, it can get a little confusing. So if you write any code after watching this video and you have any questions on why maybe your code doesn't work or you want a further explanation of a really specific topic or point related to this, definitely let me know. I'll be happy to answer your questions. But feel free to share your code that you wrote below, and I hope you guys have a good one.